Hi, my name is Claire Burrows, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys about different types of learners and how they learn. So, have you ever talked to anybody that just thinks an entirely different way than you or somebody else that you know? My first real interference of this reminded me that people not only have different ways of thinking, but this also leads into different ways of learning and how you learn the best. So in sixth grade is really when this all started for me, and it started in challenge class when we started learning about the different learning types and trying to find out our own. And it was actually pretty interesting, and it made me want to dig deeper into this topic and want to learn more about it. So the three different types of learners are kinesthetic learners, visual learners, and auditory learners. And actually, there are many factors that contribute to your learning style and how you gain your dominant learning style and really know more about it. So things like gender, age, preferences in your life, creative skills, your upbringing, personality, all these things play a huge role in your dominant learning style. And also, I believe that this topic is important because knowing your style is important so you can effectively and efficiently learn and retain information in a better way that's going to relate and suit you. Also, knowing this aids in class if you're a student or even in everyday life so you can kind of get a grip on how other people think and learn. So, to begin with, we're going to start off with the kinesthetic learners and talk a little bit more about them. So, the kinesthetic learner is actually the most recognized way of learning. And kinesthetic learning is muscle memory, using muscle memory and movement of hands, body, and interaction to aid in remembering information. So, according to Dr. Offman in the kinesthetic method, it benefits these types of learners to use things like cues, following along with fingers, tracing shapes while reading things, and using motions. It is proven that even stretching causes memorization habits for kinesthetic learners. And also, it is proven that creating flashcards helps them a lot because switching out the cards and things help them be able to write something down, flip it around, and physically be able to switch them and have an active participation opportunity. And next, writing down information many times, as much as it sounds for the kinesthetic learner, may be exhausting for everybody else, but it's going to help them learn the best and most effective. And it's also an easy way to have a physical engagement opportunity. So next, the visual learners are the most common actually in the US. And visual learning is when the brain breaks down things that are shown or that people see, and it translates directly to their brain so they can learn it. So things like pictures and graphs are what the visual learners are going to relate the most to. So psychologist Fleming in the Association of Visual Oral Kinesthetic Learning Styles and Academic Performances states, it's proven that visual learners prefer things like tree diagrams, flowcharts, arrows, basically just any kind of graphic organizer that is going to be able to put things into perspective for them. And actually, I'm a visual learner, so I know that like taking notes vertically and doing things that are in kind of a sequence pattern will aid the visual learner and be able to help create things that will stick in their head with memorization. And also, reiterating information may be a little bit laborious, but it happens to be one of the best methods for visual learners. Also, writing down certain words and objects and being able to look at them multiple times creates a link from the topic and helps them get an easy kind of recognition to the topic that they're trying to learn and something that they can relate to in their head. And last but not least, we have the auditory learners. And these are one of the most common types of learners in the US because it's a little bit more difficult, and people say they're more gifted because of the difficulty it causes. So according to MD Fleming in the Association of Visual, Oral, and Kinesthetic Learning Styles in Academic Performances states learners like to hear the info, the auditory learners. This is why it benefits them to really listen and pay close attention. They enjoy things like lectures, discussions, and tutorials. That really helps them understand things better. And also, physically saying things multiple times will really aid the auditory learner, because when it's really like a process, and when they hear it, they understand it better. So also watching things like videos and even the lectures, as said before, will help with the auditory learners grasp concepts quicker by being able to listen carefully and replaying it in their mind to really get the concept down. Also, word association creates an immediate memorization technique for them. And it will also help in guiding them through the style that is going to be easiest for them. And now that the different styles have been introduced and explained, I hope you have a more in-depth awareness and knowledge of the 3 different learning styles and their attributes. So, I believe that the styles possess their own set of characteristics as they have been proved, and tactics and how people's minds really process information. This can also relate to mental processing and other things like that. It also predicts the way that we respond to things and the effects, decisions that we make, and habits that we have, and important things in our life that we have to mentally process when we're going through it. And it's important to know your different learning style because of these things, because it's going to end up helping you out in the long run when you have to get into the working world and you have to pick things up quickly. This also is relevant to everyday life, as mentioned, and helps people not understand only the way that we think and learn, but also helps us to know the way that other people think and learn. And it's a more deep understanding of the environment and expands the complexity of our own minds and our knowledge of other people. So this is why I believe that it's very important. Thank you.